Hello, my name is Carlos Urban, and this is just a quick video for those of you who have never used Canvas. And well, also it's a welcoming video, so welcome everybody. I'll give you a different welcome when you come to class. So, if as many of you know, we're transitioning to Canvas, so all of your classes are going to be in Canvas. So first of all, I mean, you have in your Canelink your schedule, and you should know when your class and your the day of your class. So this is what I have here on the left. But let's now focus on how to get to Canvas. So there is two ways to get to Canvas. One is you can, go to your Blackboard bookmark, which is this one, the courses www.courses.miami.edu, right? So that takes you right here, and you can just click Canvas Login. If you're doing this for the first time and you click here, what you're going to notice is now you have miami.infrastructure.com. So you should bookmark this so that way you go directly and you don't have to go through a two-step process. You just go directly, right? So if, let me close this. So once you have it bookmarked, you can go directly to Canvas, right? So it's miami.infrastructure.com. Okay, so you're gonna see your classes. And so I'm gonna click a couple of them because my classes are a little bit different. Let's start with the 201, this 201 class, which is an introductory class. Well, first of all, the most important thing, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm putting this at the beginning of the video. Before you open any of the classes, you have here some things on the left menu. So the first thing, this is kind of your dashboard. Then you have another way of viewing your courses, calendar, okay? The calendar really I don't use. Even though it has some information, I really don't use it. This one, inbox, this is the one that is extremely important. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you click on inbox, you have something here that says compose. When you click compose, you can select the course, right? And then, you know, um, and then once you do that, you'll have a chance here to select, see where it says teacher, right? So select my name, and then you put, I don't know, whatever, excuse absence, right? And then you write your message and you attach your medical note. And the advantage with that is once you send it, then automatically I know which class is coming from because immediately it has your name and it has the class that is for. So, and the other thing is I have full record of it. You see, I don't have like 100 emails. I have only the message that I got on Canvas and I have full control. I can put a star if it's something that is pending and I cannot take care of it right away. So, I teach 6, 7 courses usually every semester, and I have over 300 students. Last semester I had 350 students, so it makes it a lot easier for me. So do not send me emails. Okay, I'm gonna repeat it to you like every week. All right, until it goes to your head. Use the Canvas inbox and message. By the way, you can message anybody in the class. So this is also very useful for that. Okay, so let's go to one of the courses. Let's start with a basic one. I'll show the other one in a second because the other one has a simulation. So let's start on this one. So 201, so this one, as you can see, usually, oh, this is from last semester. Okay, doesn't matter. You have on the top, you have announcements. So here you have the different, you know what, let me put it in the student view because if you obviously okay, so announcements, right? So at the end of last semester, something about grading. Um, So the homepage always has the most recent announcements, and this is just the introductory course of the page. So introductory page of the course. Okay, now if you want to see more announcements, you have the rest of them here. Then syllabus, very, very important. The syllabus is a shared document. That means if I make any changes, you will have the most updated the most updated version. Okay, so if you click on it, and I want everybody to make sure that you can open it, you can see it's a shared document. All right. Now, I will go over the syllabus in class, but the most important thing about the syllabus is over here, official class schedule. This is what we're doing on that particular day and any assignment. So let's look at, for example, Walt Disney case study. Okay, that's what we're going to do on, well, this was last semester, but August 22nd, and everything is always due the night before. So to make it simple, end of the day, before the day of the class. You have it here also there. Now, if you don't remember that, you have another place where you will see it, because when you go to modules, okay, you have assignments, and it tells you the day, the date, and if you when you open it, it will also tell you the time when it's due. Okay, so that was not a good example because this is a discussion board here. See, it tells you the date when it's due and the time that it's due. Due date. Now, this is something extremely, extremely important. If you're late, okay, it will deduct 50%. Now, why is the deduction so big? Well, because we're discussing the case study the following day. So if you basically submit your assignment when we already discussed it in class, or when we're discussing it in class, then what's the point, right? I mean, you can just take notes and that would be your assignment. So that's the reason why it is 50%. Now, some people say, well, what happens if it's later than? Well, it can go lower than that. I mean, if you don't submit at all, then it's a zero. Now, something that is very important, because I don't want you to, freak out if you miss one assignment. Let's click back here where it says syllabus. Assignments are 10% of your grade. Okay, so there is more than 10 assignments. If you miss one assignment, it's probably going to be 1 point of your total grade. So it's not a huge deal. Okay, but again, I would say assignments is an easy 10 points, because if you do a good job, submit it on time, you're automatically going to get full credit. Okay, all right. So everything in Canvas is here under modules. So right now, this is visible exams, because this is from last semester. You have course documents. So here are the presentations. Sometimes I do some reviews for the exam, like a review prior to the exam. So we'll see if I do it this semester. I'm not sure yet. Last semester is because we had a lot of holidays. And then here are all the assignments. Okay. And then the group project. So I will go over everything in detail, the group project. This is just how to navigate through Canvas. Then the last thing I want to show you is here. So discussions, you can click discussions, okay. Grades. And I want to warn you about the grades, okay. So the grades, very, very important. It will show the grade that you got, and it will show, if it hasn't been graded, I think it will just say missing. I don't remember right now. So remember, assignments for me, I don't grade them right away. They're automatically graded by Canvas if if they're late or if they're missing. And usually I go right very quickly through them, and if they're complete, you know, if they're on time and complete, then you should get full credit. I do not want you to come to me and say, Professor, why is it that I have a 97? Let's say this was a 97 in the total and I didn't get an A. Well, because this is just an approximation. This is an approximation based on what you've submitted, and it's missing a lot of stuff. It's missing things like class participation. It's missing things like, for example, the group project. Even if you get a grade, you may not get the same grade as everybody in the team, because one of the things that I'll explain later is there is peer evaluations. So you could get a deduction if the average, let's say, you know, you have 5 members on your team, or 6 members on the team, and the other 5 members, if the average, I do an average of what everybody put, deduction is, I don't know, 5 points, then you may get 5 points. So we'll talk about that later. So I don't want people to keep looking at this. I wish it didn't even show the total. And I've tried to modify, so it's just approximate, so I'm making sure that I clarify right now. Okay, we're in the 11-minute mark, and my intent was basically to show you kind of the basics. One more thing. So I'm going to show another class real quick, because this class has a simulation. So if there is a simulation, you're going to have assignments, and then here simulation. And so here I'll talk about how to register and all that, but basically when you click here, it should open the simulation platform so that you can run it. See, run platform. So we'll talk more about it later. Well, the first time you have to sign in with your account and all that stuff. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, the main difference is that here in modules, you have regular assignments and then the simulation assignments. So that's the only difference. If your class doesn't have a simulation, you don't have to worry about it. All right, so that's 12 minutes, more than enough. So once again, welcome everybody. So this was just a quick tutorial for those of you who have never used Canvas. Thank you.